Ladies and gentlemen, fans of World of Tanks, welcome to a Pennypacker upload onto YouTube featuring the Guardian STG, a Russian medium premium tank. It's been out on the console for about a year now, hit the PC quite a bit before that. They've enjoyed the luxuries of this tank for a little while before we were able to get it on console. I just recently picked this up and I've had a few games in it. Quite impressed, I must say. And here, I'm going to show you a game in which I did not make it to the end, but I'm nonetheless proud of the effort that this tank put forth in this match. What I was able to do with it, I was pleasantly surprised. It's rear turreted, which first of all separates it from most other mediums, as well as having a 122 cannon on it. That's right, folks. This is the same type of gun that you'll find on Russian heavies. It does have the longer reload, but if you put a gun rammer on it, have brothers in arms skill on your crew, and maybe some food, you can bring that reload down to almost 11 seconds. So, all said and done, this tank proved to be a lot more fun than I was anticipating, as I had just recently been experiencing the Chinese Tier 8 mediums, the King Dragon, and the T-34-3 Black, which I recently picked up in the Black Tanks trade program, which Wargaming recently implemented. Those particular mediums have huge cannons on them as well. They do about the same amount of alpha damage as this tank. However, the accuracy is nothing like this tank. This tank is accurate. Ladies and gentlemen, a Russian tank with accuracy. Can we repeat that, please? Yes, a Russian tank with accuracy. I'm not kidding. This gun surprised me. I played a handful of games in it, maybe 10. And I gotta say, I've already pulled down 2 first-class games, quite a few second-class. I have had some stinkers when I've been in higher tier matches. Still gotta get used to playing against maybe some of the 10s that I've thrown against. But when you're in a tier 8 lobby, ladies and gentlemen, you just showed that little bit of a turret. You see how I'm only exposed on the hill here. I'm not going to let them see much. You can get that gun right up over the ridge, and you basically just pluck away. The accuracy is going to do the work for you. It doesn't have the highest shell velocity. However, it's enough. It's almost 800, 870, almost 900 meters per second, which is more than enough. Now your gold, your premium ammo, your APCR, I believe it is. I may be mistaken on that. I have to go back and look at it. But that's a little higher. That's about 1,000 meters per second. Did not have to switch to that unless I was in a tier 10 lobby. Even against 9s, this gun's penetration is okay. It's about 212 for the normal AP rounds. You're not going to be disappointed. Now, if you look at the artwork on the side here, it features some Russian crew members of the tank. Look at that. It's almost like a mural on the side of the turret. So, this is a type of tank that, although quite unusual and has a reputation of having a high skill level necessary, people, I'm your average player at best, and I've had some excellent games in this. Games that I can fall back on. In fact, I'm showing you in this video right here. This is probably my 8th game in. And although I don't make it to the end because of some poor decision making on my part, this tank almost has carry potential, like a heavy carry potential. Okay, you can basically hold choke points, you can push flanks, and this tank is, I can't stress enough how much fun I've had in this tank. Unfortunately, I did not make it to the end, but we did try our best, and how it happened is I ended up getting myself into a little bit of a situation in which I didn't realize there was as many enemies on the other flank as there were, and took some damaging shots over there. But nonetheless, I can't stress the positives of this tank enough. It is unusual, has a different design, and if you're not used to rear turreted, then you may or may not like it. It is very similar, if you've ever gone down the Russian tech tree, it's going to be very similar to your Object 430 version 2, the T-44. Those are the type of tanks that if you've gone down the Russian tech tree, you'll probably feel at home at this one. Now, the one thing that separates this tank from the others, though, is a fully traversable turret. 360. It doesn't stop at 180 degrees. It goes all the way around. Therefore, if a circle strafing light tank is going around you, you can try your best to keep up with it, and for the most part, the turret is speedy enough. As long as you're moving your hull and your turret at the same time, you can catch most of those light tanks as they're trying to circle strafe around you. Okay, this, ladies and gentlemen, is where I kind of made my mistake. I got a little greedy, thought we had this in the bag, and I went back down towards our own spawn. I wanted to protect the base area, and didn't realize that they were going to have so many guys in the area. And had I made a little bit better decision making, I probably could have pulled this out and probably gotten an Ace Mastery badge instead of First Class. But I'm going to show you this to the end and just let you see basically that the tank itself is a strong tank. Let's not underestimate this tank. Let's not devalue what this tank is capable of. I'm an average player, like I stressed earlier, and in the hands of a truly accomplished and polished World of Tanks player, this tank can probably shine. So basically, I just want to take you down to the end of this match and let you see. I got myself into a little bit of trouble down here, but this tank, ladies and gentlemen, is one of my favorites. I've just recently got it, and I'm already high on this tank. Don't have any other Russian mediums, so I can't really compare it to that. I did not go down a tech tree on Russian mediums. I'm a Russian heavy guy, and I'm a Russian TD guy. But this tank has me sold. It could be the heavy punching gun on it, the 122. That's a fun gun, and when it's accurate, oh boy, you cannot underestimate that gun. It is going to deliver a punch every single time you connect, and with that accuracy, ladies and gentlemen, it's definitely somewhat of a fearful encounter should you see this tank facing you. So this is where I kind of got myself into a little trouble. I see two tanks approaching. I don't pay attention exactly to the right side of my tank as to how close I am to the edge of the map. I think there's too much of a cushion over there, and I probably should have been a little tighter on the side to eliminate any kind of flank on my right side, and you'll see that come into play in just a little bit. They are coming up the embankment here from the little pond in which they dipped into to avoid the gunfire from my tank. As they're coming up, I managed to lay a shot into the chassis of that fella. And then you'll see here in just a second, I'll start taking some shots from my left flank and have to retreat into an area which I think is going to give me some protection. There's slightly hilly terrain here, and this tank has a low profile as well. So I would try to use that to my advantage to basically, there's the shots I was talking about. So I'm sitting here, I'm getting shot from the left. I see it's a tank destroyer way over there. Try to get a shot out there. Didn't take my time, didn't let the circle aim in. My fault entirely. So I back up a little bit more, let the hills come into effect, because this tank does sit very low to the ground. So trying to let them just see my turret, and I still am getting eaten up. So I take away that tank destroyer, get him out of my way, starting to concentrate on the gentleman directly in front of me. Now watch to my right flank. Watch to my right flank. This is where I thought I was closer to the edge of the map than I was, and there he is. Sent me back to the lobby. Ladies and gentlemen, had I paid attention, had I had myself over to the edge of the map, outcome could have been probably a little better on my behalf, but I'll take it. I just wanted to be able to show a little bit of what this tank is capable of. That was entirely my fault. Had I been in a better position, probably better outcome. The rest of my teammates do end up eliminating the rest of the Reds, and we get the victory. So all in all, this is the type of tank that if you ever see it in the store, or if you go down the tech tree line, Russian mediums, and you want to try the rear turreted, not a bad idea. They're a lot of fun. I did not realize it would be this much fun. So I just want to stress that I have enjoyed this. I think it's a good tank to try. I think it will be probably a lot of fun in the right hands. Here's the results screen. As you can see, first class. Probably would have gotten the ace tanker had I survived and made it to the end.